Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Raiders going up against the Buccaneers. So let's get you over to Tampa as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Two teams that met back in Super Bowl 37 in San Diego. The Bucs and Raiders are underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. First carry for Central Florida alum, Latavius Murray. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And Mr. Cooper, Amari, a headliner in this offensive unit.
Brandon, it's rare that you get guys so polished coming out of college, but Amari Cooper has carried himself like a pro probably since he was 6 years old. He is a terrific talent.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Joe McCoy is one of the top defensive tackles in the league. Always a threat to go to the Pro Bowl, especially because of his pass rushing ability.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, he hasn't really had a standout performance for much in November or December. Fewer than 60 receiving yards in 6 straight games. But he's got the talent. Might be a little bit of a sleeping dragon as they approach the playoffs.
Yeah, and let's face it, he's had a lot of help this year from Michael Crabtree, who came into the league assuming the role that Amari...
And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
Now the first carry for Doug Martin. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Evans top 5 in receiving yardage in the NFL and over 1,000 yards each of his first 3 seasons in the league.
Love his catch radius. You know, it's one of those buzzwords and buzz phrases that people like to use in the league. But think about his 6'5" height, and now spread that out about throwing that ball up in the air. Basketball background, loves to play over the top, and boy, does he go up and get the ball.
Let me ask you, height, arm length, jumping ability, is that what makes the catch radius, I would imagine?
It certainly does, but you know what finishes it off? The desire to go and get the football, and Mike Evans has that.
Winston throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Bruce Irvin is an emotional, passionate player who lives to rush the quarterback.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. On 3rd down, and he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And it's no good. Aguayo pulled it wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And now here come the Raiders. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay.
They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. And it's third down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. And that's complete to Walford. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Unable to connect on a 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Murray, the lone setback. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
After the penalty, the offense now dealing with a 3rd and 19. So with this far to go, maybe they try something safe underneath. Carr to throw again. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now Carr again. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Winston, a bullet throw, but incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target. And that brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They come up in an offset eye. Winston to throw for it on 4th. It's caught. Shepard. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to.
Blue 84, right there, 54 Mike.
1st down, Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Mike Evans, 32 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Spinning past him. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
In memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
One receiver to the left is Cooper. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. Murray, the lone setback. On first down, Carr. Throw left side to the tight end, Walford. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. To throw his Carr. Caught the tight end, Walford. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Surveying the field. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Cooper Helfith, the tight end, was the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And look at this, another fake, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Well, partner, recently we've had a lot of MVP discussions. Here's the thing I wanted to ask you. A guy like David Johnson having a great year, but his team's below 500. Should he be able to win the MVP award?
Personally, I think so. I think what always hurts a guy like David Johnson in that position is if you have other people having monster years as well. So for a lot of voters, the tiebreaker is who's having a better team season. And that's what ends up eliminating guys like David Johnson.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they can.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bruce Irvin in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. The play fake to Sims. Now Winston. Going up top. It's caught inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, how does that happen that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed.
And Winston lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. All right, as we sit here right now, let's look after Week 15 teams that are in. Seahawks clinching NFC West, NFC East Cowboys in, AFC West Raiders, and then, of course, the Patriots out of the AFC East. Who do you like?
I tell you what, it's still hard for me to go against the Patriots
even though we know that Gronk won't play throughout the playoffs, they know how to adjust better than any team in football. But Dallas, I know people want to find a way to knock them out of this deal. I think that youth will be served for Dallas. And what Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are giving them, I think the rest of the team is feeding off of it.
One team I didn't mention maybe that could make some noise, who?
I would say Green Bay, because they still have a chance to win the NFC North in a showdown possibly with Detroit in the final week of the season.
Let's see what they go to here on 3rd down and 6. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They go play action here on 1st down. Finding time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. He's got the hook up to Andre Holmes. 18 yards the gain for number 18. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
On 1st down, Carr finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 1st down, Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And quickly, they get to the line. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. Carr to throw for. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So out come the Bucs now. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They start the drive with Martin. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
4 down. Check. Ready. Blue ready.
2nd down, Winston. To Shepard, complete over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. 5 yards to gain here on 3rd down.
Ready. Blue ready. Easy. Check it out.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Raiders will take possession. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Happy holidays, everyone. It's a great time of year, isn't it? And I know that we've had a blast doing these updates here for Madden. And we certainly hope that you've had a blast receiving them. Now, Week 16, we will not have updates for you, but we'll be back for Week 17.
We will indeed. I like how you just popped in there right after the incompletion. Happy holidays, very enthusiastic. Now, certainly, everybody enjoy the time with friends and family, and looking forward to 2017. Now a play fake. Carr. He's got time. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Wide and yank.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And incomplete here on third down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They come out here in the eye. They do go for it. It's Carr sliding out of the pocket. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. Give him 23 yards on the pickup. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. First and 15 here behind the chains. They go play action here on 1st down. Brought in by Walford, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They come out here in the eye. Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. Muscles him off. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. And hauled in here by Rivera. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay.
Here's Carr to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have drawn even here, and they can take the lead with the extra point to come. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete. Charles, I have to bring up something you told me about last week. You often find hidden talents with a lot of these guys in the NFL. And Baltimore kicker Justin Tucker, he's a heck of an opera singer, and he's very good at singing some holiday tunes, isn't he?
He certainly is, and when he sings, he captivates you. Because I've actually seen him on video in the tails, right? I mean, he looks fantastic, but he sounds even better. And not only that, how about what he's done on the field? 10 field goals of 50 yards or more this season, which ties a record set by Blair Walsh in 2012 when Walsh was a rookie.
But seriously, go to your favorite search engine, just put in Justin Tucker opera, you'll be blown away. And now another one thrown incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And 4th down coming up.
Not only was that a 3-and-out, it was their 3rd straight incompletion on this drive, and they didn't even think about trying to run the football. Now they have to give it up.
Here's Brian Anger now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Carry on the return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And the return will stop right around the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They come out here in the eye. Jameis to throw it. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. in the end zone, a big-time drop.
Ready. White 25. Right there.
Now Jameis on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Ready. Flip, flip, kill. Hey, turn it up. Flip.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Third and goal, Winston. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Trying to shake off the interception. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Darryl Smith, the outside linebacker, drops him for a loss of 6. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Carr on the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Robert Ayers in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Carr going to throw, and that is incomplete. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation. Instead, tried to get it all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long, thought he needed the deep pass, couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Carr now to throw, letting one go deep for Roberts. Well, this is taken in, it's complete. A big play there for the Raiders. 36 yards.
And they pick up the 1st down on a 4th down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on 3rd down or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
Now on 1st down, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that play's a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Brent Grimes. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
It's hauled in by Shepard. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
First down, Winston. Evans has it left side. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I don't know about you, but I feel like there's a little extra juice when you see Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans early, and when they do it often, this team is really energized.
Well, Evans at 6'5", those long arms. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Khalil Mack in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. Now Jameis on second down. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
To throw is Winston. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. They come out here in the I. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Completes it right side to Cooper. And they're going to have this one up near the 30-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Raiders are going to get a new set of downs. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. One receiver to the left is Cooper. On first down, Carr. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Well, they tried to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Deep drop. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They come out here in the eye. A toss to Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Robert Ayers in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
A defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougald. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. They'll come out in the pistol. Carr now on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. Another pistol look here. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this looks to probably be the final play.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left. Hey, we got 3 down.
They're looking to throw this. Winston. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.